Ladies and gentlemen, it is I, Hidden Flame, and before I begin, I may sound a little different. I had I didn't have a tooth pulled, I pulled a tooth. So if I sound like I might be slurring a little bit, or sounds like maybe somebody might be in my mouth, it's because in the last 2 days, after pulling it, the area of my mouth is a little sore. So I have a lot of liquid next to me. So you may hear me drink a lot. With that out of mind, or out of the way, let's continue. Gropey. Okay, Estinian, what are you going to have me do? Oop. Hidden, you've come to the 13th before, yes? You fought the voice into here. We have? We have? But clearly you didn't know they could regenerate, else you would have shared that detail before. I was in a bit of a rush and I didn't have time to wait and see. Was that the World of Darkness? I can't remember now. God damn it. From what I know of your foray, I could hardly blame you. Perhaps they returned after you left. But if they didn't, there must be a reason why. There are circumstances in which we've unable to return. If you like, I can tell you about this. Please do. The more you devour, the more powerful you grow. But in the process, your essence is blended with those of your prey. If you were to lose your flesh, your soul, the souls you had come to harbor may break free and coalesce into distinct void scent once more. And before you yourself return, your own soul might be devoured by your enemies and your erstwhile prey. A fate more likely for stronger beings who require more time to regenerate. However, even assuming you survive the process, it's highly uncommon for you to return as you were. Yet despite the great strength, Scarmiglion managed to resurrect rather swiftly. Are there others capable of the same? Not that I'm aware of. His attachment to his flesh must be unique for him to develop such an ability. I believe we understand the fundamentals of rebirth now. If I may, I would ask about your power. Would you tell us about it? What you saw should speak for itself. I can bind the ether of the souls in crystal. I wielded this power during... Many wielded this power during the Contra Memoria. But I am the only one left. I am told that the heroes of the 13th once sealed gods in stones called Oracite? What the hell? I thought this was going to be 4, but apparently it's just random games now. Because we've got 4. If it was World of Darkness, it would be 2 because of the what's-her-face, Cloud of Darkness, and then now 12. Whatever. Are they and Memoria one and the same? Oracite. I don't know this word. But the world is vast, and perhaps Memoria had different names elsewhere. Oops. No! We don't skip cutscenes in this channel. but it does sound quite similar. How does one come to wield Memoria? And what happened to your peers? Huh, I've never thought about that. I do know, though, that voice sense can be used. It can't use the power. I assumed I can because I am mortal in part. I see. Zero, I wish to ask you about the man called Goldass. He may well have my sister in his clutches. It is aught you can tell us of him? Is there aught you can tell us of him? I can't speak. The name sounds vaguely familiar, though I can't say how I know it. If he is powerful, however, someone in the castle may have heard of him. Then we must hurry and try to talk to the other void sent again. Let us entrust this task to Hidden. Her echo will help facilitate communication. More importantly, she should be able to maintain her composure better than a concerned sibling. That I cannot deny. Forgive me, but would you not ask about Golbaz in my stead on the terraces to begin with, perhaps? Thank you. We shall remain here and discuss what other avenues we might pursue in the meantime. Where am I going? Yep, we're going up one level. Oh, back out here again? Well, you helped me out before, sir. So the clever one has been eaten. No one wants to eat it, then perhaps. Do you know who Golbez is? Golbez, of course I know him. Only a fool without ears wouldn't. His archfiends led armies to ravage and conquer. They devour those they deem useless, those who cannot fight. If you don't want to be eaten, then you better flee. Though soon there will be nowhere to run. If the one who devoured her dies, perhaps the mistress will return. Then I can bask in her gaze again. Well, do you know who Golbez is? Golbez, you said. My mistress spoke of him. He commands the archfiends. They are very powerful and have conquered many domains. The mistress bade us to defend the castle from them. Yes, she did. Ah, the tasty one returns to tempt me. I mustn't teach you. Do you know who Golbez is? Golbez. I know of him from those I've eaten. He has minions, and those minions have minions. No one's ever sees him. Okay. I learned everything, but I've learned nothing. Welcome back, Hidden. Were you able to learn not to value? Not really. So countless void sent answer. So countless void sent answer to the Archfiend, who in turn answered to Golbez, as your vision did suggest. Scarmiglion's aggression is also consistent with the claims that the Archfiends conquer the other domains. The question is how do we reach Golbez if he surrounds himself with armies of minions? We could target his Archfiends, or perhaps those who have fled his service. Either may yield useful information. That said, we can't do much while we're stuck on this isle. We have a favor to ask of you. I am determined to save my sister, Asja. If there is even a faint possibility that Golbez has her, then we must find her. To that end, would you lend us your strength and knowledge? Will you accompany us on our quest? Forgotten the way of the world already? If you want my help, offer payment. None here will aid you out of the kindness of their hearts. Any who claim otherwise are liars and betrayers. Or is this less a request and more of a threat? If I refuse, will you force me to serve? Wow. Okay. Well, she doesn't need protecting, so surely you desire something. I have no purpose. Why would I desire anything? That's why I don't bother to resist when the ones here fell upon me. What matters in a world that's already dead? By that logic, you have no reason to refuse our request. The payment need but to be your own satisfaction, correct? Did I not say as much from the start? Well, very well, Zero. I propose you travel with us, and when you perform a deed that requires payment, we will provide it in ether. That's all you have to say? Everything else is superficious. Fair point. Where to now? In either a place the Archfiends may strike next, or where refugees and deserters seek sanctuary. I know the latter. I'll take you there. I assume you also know how we can get off this isle. I was brought here on a mount. We can leave the same way. Now that you mention it, I did notice some flying creatures near the terraces. Given our numbers, we'll need a large one, but regardless of size, all can be won over with either. Excellent. Let's go find our mount at once. Not good. Lord Golbez must hear of this. Okay. Wait, where am I going? Terraces. Again. So where am I going? All the way up? Thank you, Mr. Fearful. We should be able to find a mount here. With the castle in disarray, the creatures will be hungry. Just a little ether should suffice. Are you ready? Sounds like there's nothing else for us to do here.
There it is.
Ooh, voice, yay.
Good. It agrees to serve. Get on.
What is this place?
My domain. In the beginning, it was a sanctuary for me alone. But over time, others began to gather here. Those who had nowhere else to go.
A settlement of pariahs?
You are under my protection here and will not be harmed. I give you my word. Follow me.
So she's like a caretaker. This is my abode. Others won't come near, so you may be at ease. While they know their place, if tantalizing ether were to walk by, I cannot guarantee they won't pounce. It is a void sense nature to consume their sole purpose, even if the pursuit of ether may lead to their undoing. It may succumb to instinct. But any who succumb there here will have to answer to me. This is my domain's one and only rule, and it is absolute. Consider yourselves duly warned. If you wish to go among the void sent here, that is your choice to make. All have fled from one master or another, but whether any of those masters serve turn Golbez, I don't know. You must ask them yourself. Most have traveled to your world, so it shouldn't be difficult to communicate. We shall go and make inquiries at once. Thank you for your counsel. Once we've learned all we can, let us reconvene at yonder plaza. You're going too, of course, in which case I shall accompany you. I only wish to observe. Do not expect me to help. Then it's settled. I'm ready when you are. It's weird. My mouse doesn't like to work most times. Lead the way. Hello. To walk around here with her like that, you're her minion then? You know I don't take minions. She has some questions and I want you to answer them. Golbez. I don't know that one. Only Skatech. When she led us beyond the veil, she grew scared and fled. But then, I've been here since. I don't know anyone else, nor do I wish to. That's all I can tell you. Skatech was a powerful voicent who ruled over a vast domain. It was a long time ago, though, so I doubt she has any connection to Golbez. Seriously, my headset's gonna die? Good thing I have the power cord nearby. And let there be audio. Maybe. Wait for it. There it is. Okay. This is the heart of my domain. Normally, it's deserted, but you and yours have drawn everyone out. I don't recall the statue, though. However, it came to be here. I certainly do not wish for it. Almost looks like Titus. Stay away from me. If you don't want to be eaten, stay away. Golbez. I have heard that name before. I remember always speaking of a great crusade. I don't know what it is, but it sounds delicious. Crusade, you say? Where'd you hear it from? Farfellow he was a minion of another minion, went on and on about the terrible things he saw. I see. Perhaps Farfellow can tell us. You're the one of the mortals, is it true? When you die over there, you really die? Yep. So it is so it is so. What brings you here then? Ah, yes, Golbez. He seeks minions to grow his army, so I hear. But recently he stopped doing that. Instead, he devours all. Perhaps he's gathered enough fodder and now is intent on boasting his own strength? A sure sign that he is about to make his move. Satisfied with what you've learned? But let's step away before you become too tempting to resist. Got my throat. So it seems that the rumors of Golbez reach even my remote domain. Far to assume he's gathered his strength for his crusade, whatever that may be. But I must say, I wouldn't have guessed that Farfellow once fought in Golbez's army. It's a miracle he survived serving an archfiend. I should explain then. Farfellow is the weakest among us. Constantly in fear of being devoured, he seldom consorts with others. The only one he's comfortable with is Siriato. He is a fellow coward who runs instead of the instant he sees a threat, and won't stop until he's exhausted. Once their hunger grows too intense, they feed on each other's ether. Such is their relationship. But I ramble. And you intend to seek out Farfellow, I presume? Then I'll come with you. He's likely to hide that way. Great, are we going to have to chase someone down?
Not only did the mortals conquer Troy, they defeated Scarmalione. I struggle to believe it. Heavens fall, my lords. They were aided by one of our world, who transformed Scarmalione's soul into crystal. Crystal? This one speaks of Memoria. Now there's something I've heard for an age. It'll bring a pang of nostalgia to my breast and a tear to my heart. And the very notion was an absurd! Drowned in darkness, as well we all.
And yet Scarmalione still does not answer. Were he alive, he would have returned by now. Weakest though he was, his ability to regenerate was without peer. If this account is true, if a Memoriat has survived, they cannot be suffered to live.
Leave this matter to me, Lord Golbez. I, Barbaricia, shall strike down any who pose a threat to our plans.
'Tis true, you are a proven commander. well suited to leading an assault.
And when I have succeeded, I would beg a boon of you.
What do you desire?
The dragon's ether. All that remains.
The insolence. No place.
With respect, my locks are free as the wind, without incentive to sway them. I know not whither they will blow.
Boldly spoken. I trust you will not disappoint me.
Upon this flowing hair and my immortal soul, I will not fail.
Then go and impress upon these interlopers the futility of defiance.
My lord.
For fellow keeps to the fringes of my domain. This way. The voice sent here do not answer to a master. They can do as they please. But all must answer to the hunger, and seek out prey when they need either. Oops. Except for Fellow and Sirito. That is, they are content to take from one another. Barring an incident, they dare not venture out. When he takes flight, Sirito will not seek shelter until he's utterly spent. For Furlough, on the other hand, prefers to hide in the same place. Come. What the hell's wrong with my mouse? Oh, whatever will I do now? Siriato. It's rather unexpected. Where's Farfarfellow? He's not here anymore. He's left. That's right. Left. That doesn't sound like him. Well, he's gone, all right. What more do you want me to say? And off he flies, as he is wont to do. But something doesn't seem to sit well with me. What do you make of his behavior? Perhaps someone threatened him. I doubt it. Had he been threatened, we wouldn't have found him in this place. No, he would be running in circles until he could run no more. That is his nature. As he says, Farfarfellow is gone, but that is quite unusual. As is the fact that Siriato, sure, that's what I'm going to call him from now on, who was clearly frightened by something, chose not flee but hide here. Where for Furlough, usually, no. We must go after Siriato, now. Oh, you mean Far is a traitor? That he's working with Golbez? Siriato. We need to talk. No time. The wind rises. We must flee. Wind rises. What are you talking about? After him. Hello, Stinian. It's kind of into you. What do you mean the wind rises? The wind rises. She comes. Barabika. Whatever her name is. Barbarikia? Who in the world is that? You must flee, all of us. There's no time. I don't sense anything, but he seems convinced. It's a dead end beyond. We'll corner him. We're doomed. There's nowhere to run. What are you running from? I already told you. Bararikia, the Archfiend of Wind. Archfiend, you say? We will be devoured or forced to serve. To fight in the crusade, but it makes no difference. In the end, we all are eaten by her and her enemies. I don't want to fight anymore. That's why I fled and came here. I see, that explains everything almost. I thought it was Farfarfellow who served in the Archfiend, not you. Not you, who always ran at the first sign of trouble. You who now speak as though you were her minion. There's only one explanation. He devoured him, didn't he? Indeed. That would account for his uncharacteristic behavior. So, is that the way of it? Did you devour him? And not just a portion of his ether, but his entire being. How did you know? It wasn't only your behavior that felt strange. You felt strange. As if you were more than you present. Now, I do not believe you would have lost control. More likely, it was at his behest. You can't I can't hide anything from you. I admit it. Farfellow didn't leave. I ate him. He feared her more than anything. Hated the endless fighting. So he begged me to devour him, so that he would never have to fight again. Rather than the eternity of fighting, he chose a moment of pain. For all the good it did, I could still hear his voice in my head. He's frightened, so very frightened. When you're eaten, your essence is blended with that of your devourer. And though you have no control, your conscience in part endures. Were this a world where the wheel of life and death are still turned, the soul wouldn't linger so stubbornly. In time, it would return to the great flow. But there's no such end here, no escape. All know this. In making his choice, Fellow must have been desperate indeed. And now that the desperation has joined with Siriato's fear, driving him to act erratically. This place will become a battlefield. We do not want to be eaten, neither me nor Fellow. But there's nowhere to run. Nowhere. So tell me about her. I would know who we face. It's too late. She's good. She's as good as here, and no one can escape her winds. No one.
And she's brought her domain with her. The Archfiend's after you and yours, I shouldn't doubt. Perhaps you should go and find them. But be warned, whatever this is about, do not expect us to get involved.
I can't bear it! Eating and being eaten! I only want to be left in peace!
You and me both.
One of the Archfiend's approaches.
They must have been tracking our movements.
She's here.
Excellent. You've saved me the trouble of traveling to Troya.
So you're Barbaricia.
Mind your manners, mortal. My name is not to be spoken, save in reverence and fear. And what is this pitiful domain? Pitiful wretches all. I will put you out of your misery.
Oh, she's gonna get involved now.
Alas, poor Scarmiglione, and good riddance. Felled by outsiders in pursuit of what? Pray tell.
A dragon. One who crossed to this world thousands of years ago. Know you aught of it?
A dragon, you say? Huh. My Lord Golbez is more clever than I realized. To let the prize live, that it might lure more prey to us. Very well. In gratitude and service, I shall devour every last mote of their souls.
Where is she? Where is Ashdaya?
Huh. You even share its scent. How curious. And irresistible.
If you think us easy prey, you're wrong.
Unlike Scarmiglione, I need not skulk in shadow to claim what is mine. If you would know about the dragon you seek, then enter into my domain. You may flee instead if you wish, if the fate of the sorry lot here is of no concern to you. One way or another, I will have satisfaction.
What's the plan then?
After her. If we go, we'll be playing into her hand.
Aye, that we would. Even so, we don't have any intention of turning tail now, do we?
Nope.
We find her and get our answers. Will you be joining us, Zero?
You may be easily goaded into accepting her challenge, but my curiosity is not so insatiable as to cloud my judgment. Nevertheless, if you are desperate for my aid, you know my price.
I shall pay it. So long as you leave me strength enough to see my sister home, you may take as much as you wish. And lest you forget, mine is no ordinary ether. Barbaricia too recognized its potency.
Very well. We have a bargain.
The less time we give the enemy to prepare, the better. If everyone is ready, let us set forth. Indeed, and yet my heart weighs heavy for those she struck down. If were not for us, she would not have come here. Should you require a moment, Zero? For what? She took what she could. She was wise to strike quickly, as we would be. Agreed. This is no time for sentiment. Only battle now. I'll grab this one. So I'm going to go ahead and end it on this one. Because I don't know what's going to happen. If we're going to have a trial, another dungeon. We will see. So please come back next time. And we'll see what happens. So, till now, take care, stay safe, have a good night.